Welcome, dog lovers. My name is Krista Karpowicz. I am top dog at Wag Out Loud, and you might know me also as the host of the weekly Wag Out Loud podcast. It is great to have everybody here. I hope that the new year is off to a great start for you and your dogs. Okay, so a quick tip on how this all works. For those watching from the Wag Out Loud Unleashed community on Facebook, before leaving a comment, you need to give StreamYard, which is the platform we're using, permission to access your name and picture. So you need to go to the link that's in the post on this event or streamyard.com/Facebook. So you can see that link here in the post. You only have to do this once, and then all your future comments and reactions will show your name and picture. And this is so important, especially for you guys, because we need to identify our community members for the exclusive giveaway that we're doing during this segment. So we would love to find out who's here and where you're from. So please let us know in the comments section. And I'm just going to run through real quick how this show works. It is simulcast on several different platforms right now. So if you're watching on YouTube, please, if you could subscribe at the bottom of this video so that once you hit that button, you never miss an episode. We're going to introduce today's guests and their fantastic products. They are going to do a live demo of their products on actual dogs. And then we're going to take your questions, but please put your questions in the comments as we go. And again, for the Wag Out Loud Unleashed community members only, we're going to be doing a CBD Dog Health giveaway. So stay tuned for that. If you're not a member, don't worry about it. It's free to join. It's on Facebook. Again, it's Wag Out Loud Unleashed. And then the last thing, the LTO, which stands for limited time offer, is available for 24 hours only. So once this segment ends, you have your chance to earn the 20% discount, which is amazing. For 24 hours only. So take advantage of that. Tell all your friends. But before we introduce our special guest today, I wanted to give you a sneak preview of what we're going to learn about today.
This is Daisy. She's our 17-year-old rescue, and her owner surrendered her to the veterinarian because she couldn't walk anymore. And the vet gave us a call, and we rescued her, brought her to our rescue farm here. We took her off all of her prescription medications. She was having seizures every day, grand mal seizures. She had no hair on her feet, on her tail. And we have her on a CBD regimen, and she has come back alive. She's become puppy-like. She runs around and plays, and she could live to be 20 years old and live a very long, happy, pain-free life. CBD Dog Health, healing naturally.
All right. That was a great mini commercial. I love it. Okay, so we've got Henry from Castle Rock, Colorado. Welcome, Henry, to the show. Okay, so I am going to move on, and we have Angie and Hernando here from CBD Dog Health. I'm going to ask you guys to introduce yourselves and share your amazing products.
Cool. Well, this is Blanche, number one, 10-year-old Blanche. I'm Hernando Yumana. I am co-owner of CBD Dog Health.
And I'm Angela Ardolino. I'm the founder of CBD Dog Health. And I founded it in 2016 when I had tried CBD for myself for my rheumatoid arthritis. And not only did it get rid of my joint pain, but my anxiety and stress levels went down. So I immediately threw myself into the medical cannabis industry, and I attended the University of Vermont School of Medicine Cannabis and Science program, which also Hernando has now graduated from. And that's where I learned that animals have the endocannabinoid system, which is the system that cannabis interacts with. And I have a retail shop, groom shop, where I only sell all natural products. And I have a rescue farm. So I've kind of was like, awesome. I get to help all my animals now on my farm and all those that come to my shop. So I kind of blended them all together. And I couldn't find a product for animals in 2016, so I created one. So we have a line of CBD, full spectrum hemp extract products and tinctures, salves, and treats for any animal who has a spinal cord. Lizards, birds, dogs, horses, cats, of course, is what we treat the most. But here at my rescue farm, I have treated and gotten rid of cancerous tumors. Have had dogs who were no longer using their back legs get up and walk again. What else?
Seizure-free.
Seizures, stop seizures, as you just saw on Daisy. Daisy was really old, so we stopped her seizures. And then, as I told you before the show started, she was actually like, everybody goes, oh my God, my dogs are puppy-like again. But they really, it's like they're going backwards, and we call them Benjamin Buttons all the time. But what was so awesome about Daisy is that she was 18 years old and getting lost, going into corners. And then after being on our heel tincture, not only did that stop and everything get better, but she started making eye contact with us and giving us love and enjoying getting love.
She stopped getting lost in corners. Her yeast went away. It was the mobility. It was night and day. It was unreal.
So you get your dog back. You really do get your dog back. And, any of us who have ever had a dog that was on multiple prescription medications knows that it makes them like zombies. They're not even themselves anymore, along with all the harsh side effects. So I'm so happy that I'm a part of this, discovery, I guess I should say, for animals, even though it was discovered back in Chinese, medicine, however many, 2000 BC or something like that. So I'm glad that I live in a time where I can help my animals with an all-natural product. I don't have to worry about awful side effects on their organs, and I can get rid of pain and suffering immediately by putting oil on their gums. And to me, that's the greatest gift. So that's who we are.
Absolutely. That was great. Well, I love what you guys are doing. And in the sea of, it seems, never ending products out there, people can get overwhelmed. Like, how do I choose which one's better? Which one is actually going to help my dog? So what sets CBD Dog Health apart from all of the other brands out there?
Totally. I'll start off by saying that they actually Cornell did a study last year where they tested 30 pet CBD products that they purchased online. They did their own tests on it, and in those 30, I think it was only 10 that were even close to the 10% cannabinoid profile of what they were stating. So some of them didn't have CBD at all. Some of them had heavy metals. Some of them had, they were saying 1,000 milligrams, but it was only 100 milligrams of CBD. We need to know that this is an unregulated field. No one is overseeing the safety or the efficacy of these products.
So imagine that in 2016, I went from not even being able to find a pet product to where we are today, where we're bombarded. So what has happened in the industry is that CBD became a gold rush, and the animal industry and pet industry is less regulated than the human. So anybody who's getting into this for the gold rush is getting into the pet space. Why we're different is because I created a product when I couldn't find a product, and I created a product after I went and got an education on about how the endocannabinoid system works and how cannabis interacts with our bodies and our animals' bodies. So it is based on science, what we create. I knew coming out of school that I couldn't I didn't want to create a product that was less than, let's say, 10 milligrams per dropper. Otherwise, it was too weak. I didn't even think about people making a broad spectrum product. It didn't even make any sense to me why we would do that in the animal industry. But unfortunately, now we just go, okay, we used to tell everybody, get a certificate of analysis from every single product that you buy. And what that is it's a certificate that's done on the product by a third-party lab. And on our products, we do a QR code on every single product that you just hold your phone up to, and it takes you to the certificate of analysis, which is also the COA. And in it, what it will tell you is what is in the bottle, meaning the ingredients, how much is it, how much of the full spectrum hemp extract is in it, how much of each cannabinoid, terpenes, and it will also tell you what's not in it, like pesticides, herbicides, mold, what else, all kinds of, heavy metals, or some people extract using ethanol and other methods. We don't do that. Yeah. We extract supercritical CO2 extraction, which is the best way, which is what they do in a human medicine. Best way to extract the oils from the flower. We only extract from the flower and not damage them. So we literally extract everything that comes out of that flower and mix it with MCT oil from Cocoa Therapy, which is the best pet coconut people in this industry. We love them. And hemp seed oil, which is also an amazing health supplement for pets. And we mix it all together. And that helps it get absorbed quickly into their body. It's potent enough to actually make a difference. So we also, because I own a shop, I got to watch customers walk in and try to read bottles and figure out what things were. And I would watch what every dog was suffering from. I would say about 80% of the dogs that come through my shop have problems. I used to, think that these were just problems. I got the sick dogs or because I have a rescue, but realize that most dogs are suffering from allergies or joint pain or arthritis, or their dogs become seniors and they have all these issues. So I made our tinctures according to problems, to issues that dogs have. So because cannabis is awesome or full spectrum hemp extract, not to confuse people, is great for calming, we have a calm tincture where I also included essential oils, which I was the first to do that in the pet industry. Again, because I learned that there were other plants, just like cannabis, that have amazing medicinal compounds. And when they're called adaptogens, and when you put more than one adaptogen together, they have a synergistic effect and they work even better. So when people are like, I tried one tincture and then I used yours and it worked so well, why is that? Well, we only extract from the flower and we have pure essential oils that we mix with it. Everything is about, this tincture is about calming the dog from anxiety, fear, fireworks, thunder, going to the vet, going to the groomer,
separation anxiety.
Separation anxiety. This is, believe it or not, that really laid back dog goes crazy when she gets left alone. So this is the number one tincture. So we added lavender essential oil to it. But our lavender essential oil, we care about just as much as our cannabis. So it comes from a biodynamic farm in Sebastopol, California. Her plants are 15 years old because the older the plants are, the more potent the lavender oil is. So everything we do is pure, human grade, organic, and the best you could possibly get. We take all of our tinctures all the time.
And then our other one, this is one of our best sellers. It's turmeric and frankincense, also with the full spectrum CBD in there. And they all have those similar compounds that work together to really fight inflammation problems. As far as what to look for in a product, because we're not the only ones doing it somewhat right. Well, anyway, there are a few companies doing it right. Things to look for, like you said, is a certificate of analysis at the very least to prove what's in the bottle and what's not in the bottle. You always want to find a full spectrum product, meaning it has at least that 0.3% THC, which is not enough to cause any psychoactive effects and has been proven to be not only incredibly safe, but the most effective way to get the medicine. It's been proven over and over and over and over.
So every piece of research that is out there is on full spectrum hemp extracts, not broad spectrum and not isolates.
And broad spectrum means they took the full spectrum and they took out just the THC. But when you take out just the THC, you're also taking out other terpenes and other really important compounds, and then an isolate is just the CBD. It takes out all hundreds of the other cannabinoids, the terpenes, the flavonoids that all help reduce side effects.
So when you see something that says 99% CBD,
You don't want it.
that's an isolate.
If it's at the gas station,
Ah.
it's an isolate.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay, wow, I didn't know that.
$19.95, it's an isolate. And it's very important because the moment the CBD craze started, isolates started coming from China. So you usually when it's coming from China, it's mixed with something else. So we get an email on a daily basis from companies telling us we can white label a product, which means they are making mass products and selling it to people, just slap a label on and sell. So there's a lot of affiliate programs and MLMs and people selling it like that. And a lot of that is, mass produced. We make all of our stuff in small batches because everything is organic and natural. So we can't keep giant, I don't even know what they're called, but I've seen them, the giant vats of oils because, we have to put our coconut oil order in however many months before we put it, put it into manufacturing. So it's funny because the COA is important, but I think look at who's behind the company. And, is there a vet involved? Is there a scientist? Is there a cannabis expert? Who are the people behind the product and the company so that you can see what their intent are. And I think that's pretty easy.
That's great advice. Well, why don't you guys go through your products and let's do some demos. Talk about your tinctures versus the salves versus the treats.
Sure.
Cool.
So we talked about the Calm tincture.
Yeah, so Calm is 550 milligrams of full spectrum CBD with lavender essential oil and MCT and hemp seed oil. And then this guy, they both have the same amount of CBD. This also has 550 milligrams with turmeric and the frankincense. If there's a thunderstorm going around and you give them a dropper, 9 milligrams of this and 9 milligrams of this, will they both be calm? Yes. Will they become a lot faster and last longer with this one? Yes. So those essential oils do make a difference for the ailments, but what's doing the bulk of the work is the CBD. So if you're looking, if you're asking yourself, well, my dog has allergies and anxiety, then it's just a choice of preference on essential oils. It's going to take care of both. And then Heal does not have any other essential oils, but it is 4 times as potent as these two guys. Senior dogs, seizures, cancer, autoimmune diseases, more serious ailments generally require a higher dose. So we generally go with this.
I'd say every senior human and pet should be on a Heal tincture just every day as a supplement to just keep the pain, arthritis away, keep the cancer away, all that good stuff.
We have the same formulations for both cat and we just released our horse products, who also have an endocannabinoid system and full of joint pain and cancer, just the way all these other animals are. So horses are great for this as well. Then we have 3 different salves here. They're all about 150 milligrams of full spectrum CBD with different essential oils. For example, Remedy is peppermint and eucalyptus. It's great for fatty tumors, cysts, and infections. Soothe is a ginger and honey base for allergies, hot spots, red spots, dermatitis. And then Nourish is a vanilla base for dry paws, elbows, and noses. What I'll say about the salves and the tinctures is that using them together, this is Linda, this is one of my newest rescues. Using salves and tinctures together are amazing. If there's skin issues going on, let's say a tumor, for example, whether it's cancerous or benign, when you're using a tincture and getting it through the bloodstream and also attacking the skin problem directly on, it's going to just make that go by a lot faster. So if you can use both, especially if it's a cancerous tumor, I 100% recommend that.
We have some great pictures and video on our YouTube channel of another dog named Miss Daisy who had a big gross tumor. And she was my first that I gave the tincture and the salve, and 45 days it was gone. And this,
it's gross before and afters, but they're there.
Wow.
But, people don't understand when you cut off a lump tumor off of a dog, it doesn't solve the problem. it's going to pop back up or come back up. So these actually take care of it and get to the root of the problem and make them go away.
That's
So
fascinating.
one of our rescues is a 15-year-old Shih Tzu who has Cushing's disease. And Cushing's, there's lots of tumors that are popping up, papillomas everywhere. And they have finally stopped. I guess she's almost a year now been on a full spectrum regimen. Does my breath smell good?
You guys, we're running out of time, so I wanted to
gosh.
ask. I know there's so much information. Okay, quickly, Hernando, the treats.
The last thing I'll say is treats. We're the only company doing freeze-dried, so it's just a freeze-dried salmon sprayed with the full spectrum CBD. Treats are great for general anxiety, for supplementing the tinctures. I do not recommend it when it comes to serious ailments. When it's serious ailments, we want to do tinctures so that it's getting through their bloodstream faster, and it's a lot more cost-effective too. But these are really amazing, and they help a lot of issues as well.
That's great. Well, we do have a question. When can you start to see a difference? Obviously, it varies, but are some faster than others?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're trying to calm a dog down, we usually say give it to them 20 minutes before the anxious, event is going to happen. 20 minutes is usually the longest that it'll take. You'll be able to see for anxiety or fear. You'll either see them calm down or you'll give them another dose. My 9-pound Schnauzer needs 2 doses when my Doberman needs a quarter of a dropper of the calm when there's a thunderstorm. So every dog is different. It does not depend on how much they weigh. It depends on how much their system needs.
Yeah, and every ailment is different. Some are going to take longer than others. We just encourage pet parents to keep a journal on hand, track the daily dose, check the response. If you don't see a difference in, let's say, like arthritis in about a week, up the dose until we do find what works.
Usually it's like the next day.
Yeah.
People will be like, oh my gosh, just imagine being in pain and the pain going away, how good you would feel. So we get a lot of reports of people's dogs getting the zoomies and running around and playing and being puppy-like again. And that's because they're pain-free and they're feeling good. So if you don't see that, then give them another dose. Every dog is different. Every pet is different. So you have to find that perfect dose that works for them.
And you need to know that's completely safe no matter how much you use. We do want to find the optimal dose so you're not overusing it, but they can accidentally drink this entire bottle. They'll sleep really well and have some diarrhea because it's oil-based, but that's it. It's 100% safe.
And one thing you told me before the show started was the difference between putting the tincture on the gums versus on food. So can you guys quickly explain that again? Because I never knew the difference.
Totally. When you're putting a tincture directly on the gums, most of it is going directly into the bloodstream. So you're going to get the fastest onset and you're getting the most of the medicine possible into that bloodstream. When you are doing it through treats or putting it on the food, it has to go through the digestive system first. So not only is it going to take about 45 minutes to get to their bloodstream, but less of the medicine, it's looking like about 15% less, maybe even more of the medicine is getting into the bloodstream. So you have to use more to get less and wait longer. So while it will work, and if your dog is impossible to get on the tinctures, treats, and putting on the food will work, it's just not as effective. If there's a dog with an extreme pain or having a seizure, get it on the gums because you don't want that to wait 45 minutes.
It literally will stop the seizure. That's how fast it will take effect if you get it on the gums. And I know we talked about this before the show started, but a lot of people have trouble sometimes getting it into their dog's mouth. So coming at them like it's a treat or it's good. She loves it. She drinks it off. A couple of my dogs drink it off because they're like, oh, what is it? Right. Another thing we do is we'll take it and then they really want it. But if you do have, a senior geriatric dog or cat that, is more difficult, I waited till they went to sleep and slipped the dropper in. Which one's open? This one?
Yeah.
Because it comes in a dropper. Oh, there it is. It comes in a dropper like this. So a full dose is filling it up completely. And you just want to lift their lip up. Either there so that it gets on the gums, on the side.
Good girl. Good girl.
And you can also do inside the ear.
Oh,
It's not inside the ear, but like right here in the before the hole. It's
okay.
very absorbent in there.
It's not as it's the last option. It's going that
Okay.
takes the longest and the least amount. But if you're getting some on your hands or something and you want to rub some extra in there, or if it's the only option for some reason, that is an option, but not the best.
And give it with
Okay.
a treat. It gets even better absorbed when it's with a fatty treat like a sardine or an anchovy or
Peanut
something like
butter.
that. Peanut butter, cheese.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, getting it in their mouth is great. You know, you could also put it on a treat and hold it there so that they're nibbling on it and it's getting all up in their mouth and lips. That way they're getting more absorbed into their mouth, and then of course in the stomach also, but getting it in their mouth is the best way. All animals that goes for.
All right, that's great information. Well, people, before we end, I want you to continue with the questions, but we are going to remind you of the LTO. So it's scrolling on the bottom of your screen. If you go to cbddoghealth.com, put in the code LTO, and you're going to get 20% off. But it's only for 24 hours, everybody. So once this show ends, you have till this time tomorrow to order. So again, go to cbddoghealth.com, put in that LTO code and save 20%, which is awesome. Okay, any more questions, comments, suggestions, feedback? We would love to hear from you guys. And I can see some of the members, unfortunately, did not allow StreamYard on that link I mentioned at the beginning. So I don't have some names of people that are in there. So I'll have to go in afterwards for that giveaway. I'll pick somebody from the Facebook community. And Hernando, what are they going to get with that giveaway?
Yeah, well, because at CBD Dog Health, we always believe that every animal is different when it comes to dosing, when it comes to products that they need. We wanted to make this giveaway specific to your animal's need. So whoever wins today will have a consultation with myself, and we will discuss the ailments and talk about which products can be best. You'll get that product for free, and I will give you a full dosing guide and access to my email to ask any questions as we learn more.
That is awesome. Gosh, who wouldn't benefit from that? That's crazy. Well, again, guys, 24 hours only for this LTO offer. So tell your friends. They can also get in on this amazing deal and try these products out. I am such a stickler when I find a partner product that I thoroughly research. I stand behind what these guys are doing. Again, in the overwhelming sea of CBD products, I would say most of them are not what they say they are. Number one, they don't have the third-party testing. You're spending your money on nothing. So I would rather you go with a company like this that has their act together. They continue to do R&D, and they're getting amazing benefits from the customers. And I am a customer myself. Winston gets calm, and he loves it. So I highly, highly recommend everything that you guys are doing. So let me just check one more time. How do I enter the giveaway? Thank you, Michelle. You need to be a member of the Wag Out Loud Unleashed community on Facebook. It's a private group, but it's free to join. So if you are not a member, please become a member. There's great conversations in there about dog health and nutrition. And just go there. If you are already a member, there are other people that I can't see their names that are in the community. Oh, you are. Okay. Well, I'm going to do a random drawing from everybody that's in our community that is on here right now. So I will let you know who the winner is, and very excited about that. So I just want to thank Hernando and Angie for being here today, and for all of our viewers that have been here. If you are not familiar with Wag Out Loud, I would love for you to check it out. Check out the podcast. We have weekly podcasts. Both of you are going to be on the podcast here in the future, which is very exciting. I can't wait to have you on. So you just have to go to wagoutloud.com, and that's where you get the podcast episodes. You learn about all of these LTO shows because we have some awesome ones scheduled coming up with amazing products. So check us out. Again, that's wagoutloud.com. And if you guys have a favorite product for dogs or people that love dogs, or maybe you're already a manufacturer of those products, please get in touch with me. Go to Wag Out Loud and click on the Bark About It button, and we'd love to hear from you. So everybody, get your CBD Dog Health while you can for 20% off right now. CBDDogHealth.com. Use the code LTO. Tell your friends and save 20%. Any closing thoughts, you guys, before we wrap it up?
No, we're always here to answer questions. What we love to do more than anything is educate. So please feel free to reach out. And going along with everything Chris is saying, I've seen everything she's doing, and CBD works best when you're also feeding them the right foods and other things. So really listen to what Chris is saying. She's a wealth of knowledge, and all these things, natural things, work together. It's really awesome to see.
Thank you for having us.
You for
We
having
really
us.
appreciate you and everything that you do for the dogs and the pets out there in the world.
Oh, well, I'm sharing the love right back to you. Here's a mirror. It's going back.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody, for being here today. Have a tail wagging day.
Bye.
Bye. Linda, you did so good.
Bye, Linda.